Y'all, I'm so mad. I recorded like 30 minutes of my video, right? 30 minutes of it. And all of a sudden, my phone just blanks out. So I gotta start this all over again. I was actually recording. Like, I saw the timestamp, screen blanked, and my video did not save. All right, but we gonna do it. Let's go.
I know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my paper straight, girl. Don't give my shit away. I'm just trying.
Hey y'all, it's Shadae. Welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title of today's video, we're going to be doing a Q&A. So I did one like 2-3 years ago, but a lot has changed since then. So I decided why not do an updated one. And I asked you guys to send me questions, either DM on Instagram, and some of them were like, I forgot what it's called, but they were like the anonymous thingy thing or whatever. So yeah. I have the questions pulled up on my computer since I am recording on my phone. So we're just going to go with it and we're going to get into it and do it. So the first question is, how old are you? Y'all, I'm 21. I know that people think I'm younger, but I'm not. I'm grown. I turned 21 in April 12th. I'm an Aries. And the next question is, are you in college? I'm so mad, y'all, because I really explained this whole thing. So let me explain. No, I'm not currently in college, but I was in college for one semester the summer of 2018, and my major was business, and I changed it to mass communications because I wanted to be an analyst for either an NBA team or work for ESPN. And I was like, okay, this is perfect, broadcast journalism. But you know, it falls under the umbrella of mass comm. So I was going to this community college called Midlands Tech here in South Carolina, and I ended up leaving it because I only wanted to stay there for 1 year. So the school that I wanted to transfer to was Jackson State University, and that was in Mississippi. I love that school so much. Like, if someone asks me what my school is, that's what I'm tell them. I tell them Jackson State is my school. I don't know, who knows, maybe one day I will end up there, but it just didn't work out like that. So I wanted to transfer into that school, but Midlands Tech was telling me that it was going to take me 2 years to transfer for me to only be a sophomore. And I was not happy about that because I was like, okay, the whole point of me doing it, first of all, was so that I could like save some money for from going to Jackson, because I'm an out-of-state student. Like, tuition there was only like $5,000 in state. For me, it was 20, and I was like, I really didn't want to take loans. So I was like, this is a cheaper option. It's the same education, and I'm still going to get to go to the school that I want, just not as long as I thought, but overall, it's still going to be worth it. So, yeah, they said 2 years for me to go to that school as a sophomore, and I didn't want that. So I left and I started working things out so that 2019, I was gonna go that summer, and I did. I had everything worked out. I reapplied. I did everything I need to do. I had my class schedule and everything. I did take out loans this time, which I really did not want to do, but I had everything squared away. Like, the next thing that I needed to do was go buy my furniture and stuff, like get all my stuff ready for school and just figure out how I was going to get to Mississippi with my stuff, which it was probably like just going to be someone taking me. You know, the person I was talking to at the time said he wanted to take me, but what happened was I was supposed to go down there either like the end of June or like the beginning of July to start the summer semester. Well, that's when my classes would have started. But in May, this voice just came to me and was like, Shadae, we need to have a moment. And I had a moment with myself. And it was like, do you really want to go to school, or is there something else you would rather do? And it was like, I think that I want to model. Like, I was already modeling, this was 2019. So from January to May, I had done like 2 photo shoots, and I had just graduated from classes with Barbizon. So I was like, I was doing something, but I wasn't really taking it serious. And it was like, I'm young. This is the prime for the models. So like, why not give it a shot? And, I also had a talk with my mom, and she was like, okay, I think that this is actually a good idea because, if you just put yourself out there, and do whatever you can as a model for the next maybe 2 years, let's say, if it doesn't work out, you can always go back to school. And when you do, you will be more mature, which I definitely think that's what I needed. Like, if I were to go back to school now, it would be totally different than that semester I had, because all I did was, I wasn't partying, but I definitely goofed off because I made this group of friends. And y'all, when I tell you, all they had to say was, Shadae, do you want to go get food? And I was skipping class. And I'll be like, yep, let's go. They'd be like, I'm paying. Oh, that's all you had to say. That's all it took for me. And now my priorities are different. And it's like, nah, like, I'll get up with you after class, after I finish this paper, after I do my homework. Then we can go get some food. Then we can go do that, So that's the talk that me and my mom had. And right after that, I did that photo shoot with the glasses and all of that, and I started to take stuff seriously, like take my modeling more seriously. So something I need to add on to that. So I was taking my modeling more seriously, but not as much as I really needed to. I was probably 70% committed. I wasn't 100% there yet. So I had gotten this job. Here. I just decided to get something because I needed some money, and I hated it so much, but it was a call center job, so it paid a lot. It was like $15 an hour or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah. Like, I had already done Amazon before when I came back. The first time I did Amazon because I just wanted to have some money for when I was going to go to school. And I didn't want to work while I was in school. So I worked and I saved up money, whatever. Okay, so I got this call center job, hated it. But, I was like, if I just work for like 6 months to a year and save up my money, then I can move to New York, and then I can do what I got to do, whatever. Then I can really get into it the way I want to, and then I can commit myself. That's what I had in mind. But I kind of let someone influence me. Like, this person was like, don't you think maybe you should go to college too while you're here? And I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should, pick things back up at Midlands, like just while I'm here, and then I can go from there. So this was crazy. So I go to my meeting, my advisement meeting, and all that. So I find out I was no longer in the system. So basically my application had expired a day before I came in for my appointment, and I was so mad because I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to pay that fee now, the application fee. And like, I do not like to spend money. So the lady sends me downstairs to the admissions office. Excuse me. And the lady in the admissions office, y'all, like, I swear that lady was my angel. Like, the universe sent her to me. Like, we were meant to cross paths that day. because she brings me in and then I tell her about what happened and she was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna give you this code so that you can get the application for free. You can do it for free. And I was like, oh, thank you. And I was getting ready to leave and she was like, wow, like you're so beautiful. Do you model? So that started that whole conversation. And since, like I said, I wanted to do journalism, broadcast journalism, she was telling me that number one, the field changes so much, and she had done it. And she told me a little bit about her story, similar to mine. She worked at a call center when she was younger, hated it, just in a job that she didn't like, taking a bunch of different jobs that she didn't like, and all of these different things. And, how she learned to stick to her path. And then she told me that it changes so much that, maybe it wouldn't be the best idea for me to jump into, doing classes and getting my degree if I wasn't committed on doing it right here and now. I was thinking about, okay, if modeling doesn't work, then I could do this. And she told me, don't come to school just because you think that modeling won't work out for you. And that hit me. Like, that lady almost made me cry. Like, I did not know her. She did not know me from Adam, but she read me cover to cover, and it did something to me. And shout out to Miss Alexis. If you see this, if I see you again, I'm giving you the biggest hug, because you deserve it. Shout out to you. And she gave me some ideas of things that I can do. She was like somebody needs to see you. People need, we need another Black model like you, a dark-skinned girl out here representing and killing it. And I showed her the picture with the afro, and the pictures had gone viral by that time. Yeah, this was March of this year, so the pictures were viral. She was like, yeah, I've seen you before, da 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 da, But she was like, Shadae, you are too beautiful to just settle because you don't think that you can do this, She was like, I see your talent, I see it, I see your beauty, you can do it. And from that moment, my mindset shifted, and I really think that it was so necessary for her to talk to me, because after that I went from being 70% committed to 100, and things changed. I got signed in June, so from March to June is not a long time. In hindsight, it's not, but at that time it seemed like the longest time in the world. But so yeah, I'm not in college, and that explains why I'm not in college. That's the whole thing. Whew. Y'all, I feel like I'm losing my voice. Y'all asking some long questions. All right, so do you think too many people think that you have to move to LA or to New York to model? Yes, I do. And at one point in time, I thought that too. So like I said, I took that job in March because I was thinking I'm gonna save up, and then when I get to New York, I can really bust it. I never thought of LA, never. I was like, ain't nobody going to LA, that's too far. What if something happens to me? Nobody can get to me easy, but people can get to me in New York. I'd never been to LA at that point. And I wasn't really interested in going. I don't know why. I just wasn't. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be New York. I knew it. And eventually I was like, okay, well, maybe Miami. But that's because I had it so misconstrued. When you think about it, look at me. I don't live in a big city. I don't live in a model city or a place where things are jumping like that. I live in Columbia, South Carolina, and it's things are only popping if you know the right people or if you hang in the right circles. So, and even at that time when I first started, I didn't know nobody, but still I was making things happen. So there's not a lot of fashion shows here, but I still took the opportunity when there were some here. I did them. As long as I didn't have to work, I would do them. And photo shoots would come way more than a fashion show would. I actually got a pretty good amount of photo shoots. So I always took them so that I could get the experience, so that I could work with different people and, just making those connections. So if you live somewhere like that, that's not a big city, you can still model and you can still make things happen. One of the biggest tips that I have is go to the nearest school. Like, if you live somewhere where there's a college, or if you're a student, go to the mass comm department, find you somebody in there with a camera or a photography student, and start taking pictures with this person. Like, they're either gonna be free or they're gonna be cheap, So I feel like that's the win-win. They get practice, you get practice, and you get some free pictures. It could be trade for print. That's what TFP stands for, trade for print, which means you get your pictures for free. Whatever. So if you really want it, you will find a way. And I think that was the case for me. Like, I really busted my ass here and it paid off. And it didn't take much. Like, even here and now, I'm signed to an agency in LA. 2 Management is in LA. I don't live in LA. I still live here in South Carolina. And it really has a lot to do with COVID, but eventually I will move, but it's not necessary. I'm still making money. Things are still working out. So don't let that discourage you if you feel like you live in a small city or a town. You don't have to move to a big city. Okay. Did anyone make fun of you because of the color of your skin? And if they did, how did you deal with it? Because right now I'm struggling to love my dark skin color. So whoever this is, I'm sending you love and sparkle magic. I'm so sorry that you are having these feelings and that you're going through this. And if you need someone to talk to, my DMs are always open. Y'all, I'm not as stuck up as y'all be making me seem like I am, or y'all be thinking that I am. I do respond within reason, but I do respond. I read messages. I read all of them. But yes, I got made fun of for being dark skinned. And I feel like with colorism comes texturism and featureism. So my hair, my facial features, all of that. I mean, it was what it was. The biggest thing for me a part of it was getting picked on, and the other part was the media representation. So 106 in Park was booming back then, but the videos I wouldn't see a lot of dark skinned video girls. It was kind of rare, or not seeing that many brown skins either. And in movies, and as far as actresses go, when it came to women, the only one I really saw was Gabrielle Union, but still yet she wasn't as dark as me. She's brown skinned. So I was like, okay, it was what it was. So eventually my mom noticed that I would say things about me being ugly and why I didn't feel like I was pretty, and we had talks about it. And it wasn't because, like, as you can see, I'm not ugly. I've literally looked the same way my whole life. I just grown into my features more. I've never been ugly, but I thought that I was, simply because I was dark skinned and because of my features. Like, I hated my nose. I did not like my lips, my cheeks, because I'm like, oh my God, like, just look at me. And, my mom had a talk with me. Someone told me, like, my eyes, my nose, and my lips make me so beautiful because look at how they just all flow into each other. Things like that I didn't see, someone else saw in me. My mom would tell me that I was beautiful every day. she made me look in the mirror and tell myself I was beautiful every day. And eventually it became a practice of me writing down things that I liked about my physical appearance. And over time, my confidence shifted. So when I was in 8th grade was the beginning of it. Like, that was when she started doing it for me. But when I got in 8th grade, and when I was in 8th grade, I moved to Virginia. So at the beginning of 8th grade, she started doing that for me. By the end, it was this dance, and we had went to JCPenney or somewhere to go get me a dress. And I'll never forget, this lady was like, wow, like, you are so beautiful. And it like, I was like, oh, it really took me by surprise, because I started to believe it myself, but I was surprised that someone else thought that I was too. That wasn't me or my mom. And that was literally the beginning. And from that point, every time we went somewhere, someone would tell me I was beautiful. Like, my confidence was there, and it wasn't because someone told me I was beautiful and then I, like someone outside telling me that, and then I started to get it. I believed it first, and then people started to tell me. So it was just a shift in perspective. And I get that not everyone has a person like the way my mom was for me, but if you need that, I can be that for you. Just hit my DMs. We can have a conversation about it, get something going. So the next question is, are you a full-time model? If not, what is your main source of income? So like I said, right now, things are kind of slow because of COVID. So if it weren't for that, I would be full-time. Technically, I am, because I don't work a regular 9 to 5. I'm so against those. I don't like to work. The job that I have now, modeling and doing the things I like, when you like something, it doesn't feel like work. But technically, that is my job. Modeling is a job. But I'm also a social media influencer, because I have really big followings. On TikTok, I have 54,000 followers. And Instagram, I have 35,000 followers. So I do pay promotions for companies and brands. And that is how I make my money whenever I don't have a photo shoot. Next question. Do you plan on growing your hair back out? Yes, girl. I'm in the process of doing that, like, right now. So I'm probably going to do a natural hair update pretty soon, because I cut my hair back in February, and it's been like 7 months now. So it's time to do an update to show you guys what my growth is. But yeah, it's grown a lot. I blow my hair out when I do my protective styles and things like that. Your girl is getting inches. It's getting long. And February next year, I'm so excited to see where it's going to be. I think it's going to be at a really good length. And this time next year, I'm probably going to be back to where my hair was before, which it was like down my back. So, okay. How tall are you? Bruh, y'all really be wanting to know. I am 5'8". Yes, I'm 5'8". I know people tell me they think I'm taller. It's because I know my angles, okay? So, yes. I'm sorry if I disappointed anyone and they thought that I was going to be like 5'10", 5'11". No, I'm 5'8".